Normally it took me only 3 or 4 hours to pass Germany, but now I was already driving 7 hours. So I went on the side on a parking on the highway and spent the night over there. The next morning I took a shower in one of those parking places. I have to admit, the Germans really know how to treat their drivers. The shower and the toilets were very clean and neat and easy to use. In Belgium it's a total different story. We don't have any facilities for the drivers. A real shame. The next stop will be Flensburg, just under Denmark. Probably visiting nothing in Germany, because Germany is a country next to mine. So it's very easy for me to access. Almost 6 AM and I'm going to walk to the beautiful beach of Denmark. We were sleeping over there in the car and now we are in Trelleskoven. Probably I'm spelling it wrong. So we are here. We're going to walk here. You're really smelling the pine in this Danish forest. It's a beautiful morning. Look how the sun is coming through this little path. Now when I was walking through the forest over there to the beach, I noticed there were some pieces of flint on the ground. So I'm gonna take some small pieces of Danish flint with me and try it on my striker. No single paper on it. It's unbelievable. And see, you have to see how clear the water is. Now, while I'm in Denmark, I think I'm going to visit something Viking today. Bah! I noticed these rocks, these small little rocks, and these are flint.
Hallo?
Dat ligt hier dus gewoon, hè? Dat ligt hier dus gewoon.
Maar wat is dat?
Ah wel. Zo, hier splitst het in twee. Poef.
Ja, dat is een bijl.
Ja, in de plaats van een kliefbijl is deze andersom, hè? Deze werkt andersom.
We gaan.
Cool, hè?
Ja.
Eigenlijk kunnen wij dat ook.
Four pieces, it would be like Right.
Ah, carved.
Yeah. So we have to. To cut the inside off.
Ah ja. Dat holle gedeelte.
En dan zijn ze van dikte.
Voor te plekken.
Nee, voor dezelfde dikte overal. Zie?
Okay. But then they will have the same.
Yeah, the same size and the dimensions.
This is the like ancient times.
The oldest one we have found in Denmark is 6,000 years old. Stone Age.
Oh, Stone Age.
Yeah.
Says it isn't.
And they have used the technique all over the world.
With the bees.
Ah, for bees, beehives.
I think that is the only thing they still use today.
Yeah. Zie je, dat zijn...
This is made from wire.
Ah, wire.
Yeah. And the one over there, they are made all in wood.
Oh, this is
thing
roots,
here.
yeah?
Yeah, fruit from tree. Most of them from Christmas tree.
This is spruce. What do you prefer?
This.
This one, yes?
We can also use grass.
Ah, yeah,
Different kinds
grass.
of grass, yeah. But we use that most, and that is the most common thing.
Yeah, because this is labor intensive, because you have to use this. I saw you planing it.
Yeah.
And this you can use, or grass you can use.
Just for the metal,
Yeah.
for the running.
Yeah, like the beehive.
Maybe sitting here. You can see what in.
Ah,
Not here. You can see here.
ah, yeah.
So
Work in
this-
progress.
yeah. And then you have a little ring. In the old days, you very often used a cow, the horn
yeah.
from the cow. And then you can have it in different sizing. You can see this is much bigger
Yeah.
than this one. But we don't have so many cows. And now she's going up. This is
Yeah.
about, now she goes up.
You're raising it
Yeah.
slightly.
And then all the time you have to put new straw in so
Yeah.
you have the same size.
Yeah.
You're from Holland, Belgium?
Belgium.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure you
We
have
have cows.
baskets like this one.
We have cows.
Yeah, but you have also baskets like this in Belgium.
Yeah.
They have just made them all over the world. Now we'll have it again.
Nej, det gør ikke noget. Jeg laver lige en start.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Mm.
You're welcome.
Is it nice? Thanks.
Det kan man også bruge til at lave kurver.
Kijk, hier gebruikte bronzen nagels. Voilà. zien, die doen zo haar tussen voor dat
Ja, voor het dinges te maken. Zoals wij nog altijd haar gebruiken voor water dicht bij leidingen.
ja, zie je.
Dat is toch wel klinkert met koper of wat?
Ja, allemaal koper.
Amai.
Zullen we gaan?
Dit is papa zijn ding, hè?
Te zien of dat schip recht is, hebben ze er een lijn in gespannen. Hè? Zie je? Dat touw.
Ja.
Nagebouwd van vroeger. De papa,
Dat zijn reconstructies.
die zijn nagebouwd.
Zie je, maar die zijn helemaal ingetaard. Zie je, er is iets opgesmeerd.
Wat kunnen wij eigenlijk beven doen?
Dat weet ik niet eens. These boats are pretty shallow and
when I take off my cape, I'm just Malte, the guide. All right. Now I will need someone to carry this key. Would you like to? One of you? Thank you. And I will also need someone to carry. I should actually take this off right now. I will also need someone to carry this one. Perhaps you would like to. Alright. You will need it later. When we sail, we have you know, first of all the mast here, and on that mast we will hoist a sail, and that is a square sail. This size, this is a very small boat, and originally this is a reconstruction of the Roskilde number 6 from the museum hall, and that is a Norwegian boat, a smaller fisher boat, and it was later made into a cargo boat by adding one more plank to each side.
oh, we moeten knielen.
He is after all a king.
Hij is een koning, hè?
And then we will give him our present for him. That is a tusk that you can make very fine bricks of for perhaps a chess game.
Is this made of?
Daar stukken van het schaakspel.
It's a replica of a boat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
From what animal?
It should be a replica of a tusk from a walrus. I hope you are on it and that we now have a good contact between us.
Okay.
Connection, yes. All right. So the tour here, the journey that you've been on is in fact a very true, more or less, story. It's a story that is being written about in the source material that we have from the Viking Age. Yes.
Is echt gebeurd?
All right, but I don't think that I have any more for you.
To the year, and that's why we know that the ships are from 1025 to 1052 because of dendrochronology. And Viking ships are built in a particular way because they did not use a saw, they only used axes. And that's a good thing because when you use a saw, you're cutting all the fibers, all the grains inside the wood. And if you put enough pressure on a plank that had been sawed in a mill, it would snap. But when you use an axe, the gentleman here, chopping along the fibers and grains, you're preserving all the fiber structures throughout the plank, and you will have a very flexible plank in the end. We even have a plank out in the shipyard for children to jump on as a trampoline because it's so flexible. Oh shit. This is a regular sized warship, a longship. One the Vikings, when they went out raiding, would use. And this ship is built primarily of oak from here around Roskilde. But primarily it's because that this ship is actually more or less a used car. It's a ship made out of bits and pieces of older ships. So this ship is one big mess, to put it frankly. Someone probably had to build a ship at one point and they didn't want to do it all from scratch. So they went around in the harbor, looked for planks they could use. They would sail these ships very close to shore. They would sail down Jutland, past Germany and Netherlands, Belgium, and then go the strait to England or continue to France. Well, a warship like this can only carry food and water for 3 to 5 days. There could be around 30 warriors on board of this ship. 13 rowers on each side and a captain and a lookout and so forth, so around 30 warriors. But with a good wind, it takes around 3 to 5 days to get to England, so you don't necessarily have to make a stop. And there's a Norwegian Viking called Ottar that collects protection money from the local nomads, the Sams. They have big reindeer flocks and excellent hunters, and they would collect taxes in furs and walrus tooth and other expensive materials. And he would sail from the north of Norway down to Hedeby, now situated in Germany, and he would also make the trip to England, where King Alfred's Chronicle wrote down different prices on Viking goods and how you lived and everyday things. You're welcome. What we see here is one of the ships from Norway, because we know that because of dendrochronology, as I explained before, and this ship was built in Bergen, near Bergen in Sognefjord. And it's made out of pine tree, not oak. And that's of course because Norway is a bit more northern and the climate is a lot rougher, so oak don't thrive that well. But on the other hand, if you take pine tree from Denmark, you can't really build a ship out of it. Because the good thing about Norwegian pine wood is that because of this rough, cold weather, and the trees live upon rocky ground, they don't get that much water, and they don't get that much heat. So when they grow as a tough tree. So out of this tough tree, you can build planks, but you can't that out of Danish pine wood. It would just rot away, and it's too soft. This ship could carry around 25 tons of goods and had a lower cargo deck and an upper deck where you would live on. So the Vikings that went to Iceland, to Greenland, to America, they would have used a ship like that one. The Vikings, of course, tried to settle a bit in America, but the locals weren't that friendly. But the things that you could get in America, you could you could get already in Norway. It's furs and whales and seal and such, and that you could already get in Greenland, Iceland, Norway. So no reason to settle in America.
Første stavvinding, og når vi stavvinder, så skal du skubbe så hårdt bagud som muligt. Så drejer skibet hele vejen rundt, og så begynder vi at sejle derover af, hvor du ser, det er skorsten, der er derovre. Ja.
Du skal bare til mig, jeg skal lave den der uvending, som jeg kalder det.
Okay, klar stavvinder. Og vi stavvinder. Usually they're a bit smaller. Sometimes they're only 2 meters long.
Vikings.
We hebben nog een enorm boek over Vikings meegekregen thuis.
Echt? Ik heb vooral die boek.
1 gedeeld door 10, dat wil zeggen dat deze 10 keer kleiner is dan deze echte boot. Zie je dat?
Dat is het begin van de boot.
Ja.
Voor de rest is alles juist. Dus eerst doe je zo'n witte kleding aan, dan zo'n overhemd, zet zoiets dan, schouders in de mantel. Kijk, de mantel uit, zie je dat het zo is? Daar, en daar hier. Dus zoiets komt af en dan dit. Zo kleden ze zich echt vroeger. Maar ik hang nog steeds op de mantel.
Met welke stof is dat? Mag ik eens kijken? Balenkatoen.
Dit is
balenkatoen.
balenkatoen.
Ja, balenkatoen. Dit is... Deze kan je thuis maken.
Maar dit ook.
Ja, maar dit kan je thuis op jouw weefgetouw maken.
Ah ja.
Wat kunt je maken.
Ja, we weten het.
Eens naar iets kijken, zie hoe klein dat gemaakt is. Zie. Wat een tuin, zie.
Papa, je kan het zo doen, maar je kan ook zo gebruiken. Papa, kijk.
Dat is tegen, dat sneeuwt.
Zwaar.
Papa.
Ah ja. Moet dat eens proberen te heffen.
Daar ga ik niet proberen. Dan zijn mijn armen met dat. Dat is zo zwaar.
Dus.
Vrijeren. Nee?
Kijk eens. Hier, en als je een vlies aan hebt en je wilt die rond je lijf doen, dan moet je dat aan doen.
Ah ja,
Dat is
zo'n
zo'n dat is zo'n speld.
Ja. Oké.
Oh, en een vuurslag.
Een vuurslag, wat is dat voor iets?
Oeh, een schaar. Zie je? Een vikingschaar. Een bestek.
Ja, dat.